Hi, good everyone. Today is the 9th of March. So what's today? Today is a very beautiful day. I woke up quite early, very early. I slept 2 a.m. and I woke up past 7. And just after I woke up, I sat down. I haven't smoked for like 2 days or thereabouts. So for 2 days I've been sober. I just had a smoke this evening. So I've been coding and I've been writing proper documentation. Um, Sometimes I feel bad with my recent understanding. Most times when you understand you've been doing something wrong or your life, you sometimes feel very embarrassed. So yeah, most times I feel very embarrassed. I feel, downcasted in a way, especially when I know like I would have done certain things. It's funny how books are so real. That was a book I read. The book said at your old age, as you age, you don't regret the things you did. You regret the things you did not do. I should have done this thing, or hey, maybe I should have done this one. Or you would hardly regret those mistakes. I can't stand and say, that was in time in school I played this bet Nigeria, I lost. Oh, I dated this guy. And it's usually you saying, I wish back then I had focused more to do the right things. So sometimes I feel bad because realizing how I lacked structure, how I lacked organization. And the funny thing is, I'm really a wonderful person, but to the wrong people. I'm not wonderful to my customers. I'm not wonderful to people who are loyal to me. I'm not wonderful to people who keep pushing my brand. I mean, before the old version of me, not me. I would be loyal to people I know in real life, reality, people who I see or day to day, people who I see day to day, people who come around. Those are the people I would be helping out and showing love. And those are the people I'll be giving my attention, not the real people who believe in my dream. And it's really very painful. So getting to see myself this year, and I figured out that there were people who started following me when I started reading apps, and they've been following me up till now, and they've not really done much in their life. And then within this period, these people have been following me. I had lots of people I would always be there for, show love to, take care of that. There are lots of them I cannot even recall now, and they don't even recall me. They don't call me, I don't call that. Like I've lost contact and communication with lots of people within 6 to 7 years or more. And some real Naps fan have been very consistent with me. I figured out that people don't buy my products because they even feel anything in the product. I think people love me. I think I'm really very charismatic. And I think I'm someone who people draw inspiration for and people look up to. And I feel so ashamed when I understand that I put these people who really love me less and do very useless and stupid things. Imagine when instead of getting to focus on, guiding my student on my AdSense course, teaching my student on my software programming, being there. I mean, most of them love me so much that they keep reposting me. Most of them, they have so much faith in me, and I could just keep up them. I will be so busy doing other things and I won't reply their chats. And the funny thing is, these are the people who are my real family. Imagine how somebody will enroll on my course and maybe for like 2 weeks I've not been able to reply their message or help them debug something. And consistently they will, good morning, sir. Hey, how you doing? Oh, I love this your status. Oh, thumbs up. And it's as if I don't even pay attention to those people. And I will not pay attention to very useless people I'm meeting in reality. That all they will just want is, something they will take from me. But my clients are the ones trying to help me build up. So right now I've introduced a new policy. It is customer first. Anybody who trusts me, loves me a whole lot, has to do business with me. This simply means this person cares a lot to put food in my table, no matter how little it is. Even if you come to my office and you buy the low, or you go to our site or any of our platform and buy the lowest service, it simply means you love us, you trust us, you will not patronize us before, but you were willing to take a risk to do business with us. These are the people I should be compassionate with. If my customers are angry in any way, I feel I should call them, calm them down, and try to make sure I put. I think my problem is I've not been having this customer force, kind of lifestyle. I feel before now it's not been customer force. It's been maybe if you had any other thing apart from customer first. So if I can make my life about my customer, I think things will be better off, because right now I'm not someone who even has a. I don't like really talking much about my personal life. I mean, the only family I have at the moment right now is my, followers and my clients and my subscribers. I need to put them first. And let's talk about what I was talking before, the documentation. So before now, I write codes in a very selfish way. I've had so many trust issues where I trusted certain people, close to me, and they made away with my intellectual property, which is my code. So because of that, I had this very selfish instinct. If a company employs me to do a job like a gig, I would write good documentation. I would write good step by step on what the code is like. I would sketch the architecture. I mean, I would do it in a way that as I'm living right now, as I'm leaving the job, after getting it done, the company can simply employ any other person to, work up with it. And I write the whole documentations and list it to work. I don't even like when I'm done with the job and you're calling me to, fix, or calling me to ask me, oh, what is this line? What does this section does? So I love using good comments, good, documentation.md files to make sure, good readme.md files to make sure every single thing is listed. But when it comes to my business, because of the amount of betrayals and pain, things that I created for myself, I've been so selfish about it. There was something that happened about, I think that was 4 years ago. That was this very beautiful algorithm I wrote, and it was working perfectly fine. I was able to trade crypto with it. It was working when I mean perfectly fine. And because of how good it was and how effective it was, I was so scared. I couldn't put it on GitHub. Even the ones I rarely put things on GitHub. It's not I'm even trying to be frequent on GitHub. So I had this flash drive because I have this kind of it's an encrypted kind of flash drive. So even if you have it plugged in your computer, you can access on my file. So then I would put the original code on my flash, and after coding, I would obfuscate the version I would use. So obfuscation simply means like, scramble. Like normal JavaScript code will say did this one, but when you obfuscate it would there are two kinds of obfuscation. You can do binary obfuscation where it's going to be like in 64 bits binary, or you can do obfuscation where to just change the variable names, the functions, and use different, scrambled names. So I do that binary obfuscation. That's the hardest one. If you use the normal obfuscation, you can't decrypt it easily, but there is a possibility. But when you use that kind of deep 64 bits, encryption, there is no two ways about it. So then I was coding, it was going well, my algorithms was, giving me good profit, it was consistent. Whenever I want to make a modification, I plug my flash, do modifications, export, obfuscate like I have the original file. So whenever I am done, I will just duplicate to my system, right? Obfuscate it, delete the raw copy. The only place I have the original copy of the codes are on my flash. Any other time I want to work in there, just plug it to my flash, copy it, edit, update. If I update finish, I update the one on the flash, then obfuscate and delete the one on the local machine. So even if you access my computer, you won't see my, very sacred algorithms. And one day I had lost my flash. When I lost my flash, it was hectic because the algorithms I was using, there were like lots of changes. Most of the calls, the API calls, for certain stages were not working perfectly fine. Like lots of things were in place. So I had tried, and the funny thing is I can't really troubleshoot. So I had tried to troubleshoot, but it's not something I can actually do. I need to go back to the original code and work front and back with it. And guess what? 64 bits encrypted. The only place the original code was on my flash, and my flash was nowhere to be found. It's a really very painful. I dropped that project took me months. That algorithm took me months to write. I fell sick. I think I posted it on my status now. So it killed me, and I felt a whole lot of bad. But I did not still learn my lesson. I was still very selfish. You won't blame me anyway. I've been betrayed numerous times. So I mean, I've not been able to, or I was not able to get over it, not until early this year. So early this year, I figured out that no matter how creative you are, you're in a place where you cannot survive alone. Like nobody came to this world and you look left, no human being. You look right, no human being. Now you do the whole earth. No. There's a reason why when you came on earth, you basically came as seeing people. And it's basically because now you're here, the moment you land, you need to work with these people you're seeing, to whenever you leave the earth. So basically, no man is an island. No man is an Amazon. You have to meet people. You have to interact with people, and that simply means you also have to work with people to get certain things done. And these were not things I knew before now. And I wasn't this kind of collaborative programmer. I was a very selfish programmer, like I said. So virtually all my code relating to rain apps, my prediction software, crypto trading software, forex trading software, algorithms for automated bots and what have you, like I encrypted a whole lot of things. And the funny thing is, although I still have the raw copies, but right now I've learned that I cannot always fix the softwares. I need to have a proper documentation. I need to be able to let people improve on things because one day I won't be here. I can't even guarantee right now that if I sleep I'll wake up. That's the funny thing. I can't guarantee at the moment that going to bed, I would wake up. So for every single day I sleep and I wake up, wow, okay, it's a new day. Let's go chase something. So what if I sleep and I don't wake up? I mean, there are kids who needs to feed and there's a family to take care of. And I've worked my life, created lots of softwares, and what will happen? Because I'm dead, everything will just come to an end. Why? Because somehow I was so scared no one would, take unless someone does steal my code. So I spent a better portion of the day writing documentations on my various codes and various jobs. In fact, I'm trying to create a journal where for every single project I work within my company, I'm writing a proper memo, I'm writing a proper documentation, and I'm also making a video as well for certain things that I figured out that was very difficult. So I'm doing this because sometimes I notice the same difficulty I had before is the same difficulty I get again. Like for instance, I know as a software programmer, when something gives you a headache, and you learn it, you don't get to make that mistake again. But on rare occasions, you could do a particular thing, and maybe a year later, you would be faced with something similar. And because there was no proper documentation, you'll be able to know. Let me give you a story. There was this point that um Renaps, I created this prediction, what's it called again? Algorithm that will be broadcasting games. Then in order for it to broadcast games, some ports had to be open. So when I learned Express JS, I had learned how to use I think it's port 5500. Okay, port 3000. Yeah, socket IO is port 3000 because I use socket.io for consistent and instant predictions. So when I did the socket.io, it wasn't working on my server because I was using a CentOS Red Hat, which is CentOS operating system. There are two kinds of Linux. There are lots of Linux, but we have this Debian, which is your normal Ubuntu, Debian kind of Ubuntu, and then we have Red Hat, and in Red Hat I use CentOS. And so I was kind of a Debian person where I get to code more with Ubuntu. Maybe some other flavors, Fedora and the rest, but for me, it's more of those Debian flavors of, Linux. And while I had coded the bots, using socket.io, it worked beautifully well. Predictions were working on my local machine. Then I had pushed the projects. I don't even push things. I just copy it and upload because I was scared. So we uploaded it to the website. Why I said I don't push is because if I push to GitHub, I feel it will steal it. Like I said, I used to be a selfish programmer. Back what I was saying. So when I run it on my CentOS machine, so socket IO port 3000 wasn't opening. This is really a problem. And I would try it on my Windows machine, works perfectly fine. Try it on my Mac, works perfectly fine. Try it on my Debian, which is Linux Ubuntu, working perfectly fine. So why on earth is it not working on my server? This took me a week of reading full documentations because then I used to be a bookworm. So if I have an issue, I will read 2000 pages of one full documentation trying to see where I did not get it, or where I must have gotten it wrong, or what I'm not getting. And I couldn't, not until I did a whole lot of research. And one day I had my saving grace. I had learned how to check properly, into network issues. Then I went back again and read one full documentation. Part of those documentation said socket IO on the Node.js aspect could be open, but every server, especially CentOS server, could have a firewall, limiting certain ports. So that way is for security. Wait, oh, I think I should be talking like this. Okay, so this is it's perfectly okay. I should face it like this. Beautiful. Mm-mm. Side. Okay, let me see. I can actually keep my mic like this. Beautiful. Hand fine. So, oh man, I now figured out that there was a firewall issue, and IP table normal stuff went with my terminal. They said no, I have to go through root access, and I went to WHM, go through root access. Thank God it's a dedicated server, and I went there. If it was maybe a shareholders itself, it's not even in the equation. Even if it's a VPS, you need a superior VPN. So I went in there and I changed my firewall settings since I had root access to do that, and opened port 3000. Pum, it opened after like a week plus. Now, fast forward to 2 years later, I had decided to change server and use a whole different hosting. Cent OS. If I tell you that it didn't take me long, but it took me like 2 days. Because I knew it was firewall. I couldn't just remember the commands precisely. I couldn't even remember how I wrapped it up, what I did, the tweaking. And I had just done the little one I feel I could do. And for 2 days, so on the second day, I think afternoon or evening, that I managed to crack it. And the second server open. Okay, so right now, if it happens again, I think rarely it won't even happen because I opened up some other ports the other day, port 4000 and the rest ports 45 and 35, and it was very easy for me to open because I had learned better. So now I'm making proper documentation because God forbid if something bad happens to me now, how will people be able to know those kind of things? I remember the first time it took me a week plus. If I write those kind of documentation and you read them, you see the lag, the journal, the steps on setting these things up. Anytime anything happens to me, people will just read my journal of when I started up the project or the ups and down, and they'll be able to learn. So, being selfish is only when you think you on earth forever. I mean, the moment you start realizing that you're not gonna go, you're not gonna go to grave with all those things. If I become a billionaire tomorrow, right now, I don't think anybody's burying me with all my money. And even if you bury me with all my money, it will rot to be useless. It's not like I can use it to buy anything in my imagination or dead stats. So I want to learn today, or I've learned, not I want to, I've learned how to put my student first. So what I'm actually planning to do now is I will wrap up everything that has to do with Relap, starting from the prediction, down to the automated betting, down to the new design of the website, down to referral. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I'm 1001 positive that if I keep giving the effort I've been giving, I should be done before Monday morning or Monday afternoon. Now, from Monday, go down, I want to give my whole attention to the arts and school. Now, I want to be able to create automated payments, automated activation, finish up the courses, create up that comment, create up that modifiable code. I want to be able to finish up all these things and be available to answer questions. Right? Oh, my tutor, please, I'm having an issue on here. I looked at my chat early today and I knew I was quite stressed and I was working and all that. But the way I replied to some people, I don't like it. These people are people who love me. These people are people who wanted to be part of me. I don't think anyone should actually have issues with their customer, especially if you have customers who has not really, done anything. Because me myself, although shouts, I hate it when people, you message me once, you message me twice, and you start insinuating something very crazy, and I hate it. Like I could be online, okay, like today I've been writing documentation. I've not been available, and then maybe you message me, you're not over complaining, you're not trying to say some very not pleasing words, And the funny thing is, I learned how to protect myself, my rep. In those days, people tell me things and they'll say, forget, no reason now, just ignore. But I started getting to notice that nobody insults you in the beginning with full force. Insult is like a ladder, it grows gradually. Especially this, come on, yeah, Momo. This guy be fool, useless man. Come on from here. People, men, they talk, they talk. Let's wait to make this man talk. Shut up first. You saw the ladder because the first time they tell you you didn't take it serious, you didn't take it serious. So if anybody actually says something that looks like a funny insult to me, I will warn you, block you if you say it 2 times. Because I've been very friendly in the past, and I will really be nice and kind, and then maybe I'm not able to finish up something, and I'll be pleading. I'll be like, oh, please give me some time. Some people are very funny. It seems like the more you try to calm situations down, maybe they feel something else is going on and they want to start threatening you. Like nowadays, if I'm having a dispute, like now I'm busy, and you're telling me, oh, I'll post you, I'll tell you, I beg, to hell with you. I don't care. And I've learned not to let people's threats get to me. And even if you post shit, I don't care. But why should your customers post shit about you? Why should they call you names? Why should they be uncomfortable? You should be able to calm them down. I try as well. It's not easy. But I think it's my fault because sometimes I won't just say I'm not serious because I'm serious. The thing is, I was selfish with my code because if I had actually found a way to, make all these things easily accessible, like my own company jobs, like within me, if I had written these things in a way anybody like imagine this whole documentation was well written at first. Right now, my petition softwares are down. Will I be the one doing them? No. Some other programmer would see how I have documented it and continue from where I've stopped. The other one now for the AdSense now, no, that's the second thing. So that AdSense one, I can leave it to someone to code. My developers, I've not really seen anyone who is quite good in PHP, and I'm not a remote person. Mm. For certain sensitive things. In fact, my programmers, I don't really budget them next month. And I was thinking of them staying, but the kind of sensitive jobs I have next month, everybody, come here. I won't give you sensitive thing and you'll be somewhere far from me. It's not like they can't still run away with your code anyway, but at least it reduces it. So that way I'm able to fully, you don't really know human being. I wanted to say I'm able to fully control the situation, but you can't actually control human being. There was this guy that I spoke to, Stanley. Stanley gave me a whole lot of words with wisdom. So I think I would have Stanley tomorrow. We're supposed to have a gist, I and Stanley, so we can both discuss about business, but I've not been able to. But I will try this Saturday. I will make preparations this Saturday. It's going to be a very beautiful topic about business. And I think I should be doing business Saturday. Mm, business at home. And I've said I'm going to do plenty of things that I don't do. It's not easy. Now I understand how to live my life. You first of all check all the things you need to do. Make sure you don't do them first before you say go do new thing. So you don't choke yourself. I think that's one of the problems I'm having. Because if I look at it right now, um I'm supposed to create a Dannyokec book where I read at least 1 to 2 books, in the morning. Now, why have I not executed it? Because there are lots of projects I need to do. If I finish up this whole AdSense, this whole prediction software, clear those ones, then I can now properly plan my life, and have a particular theme and do a section. Okay, so I think today's gist is quite long, 22 minutes. Never believe I would get to be this long, but I'm happy with it. I would want you to rate the videos. I don't know, it's short out of the blue. I'm thinking of not that I'm thinking of. I really have that on my plan to change the setting of the videos soon. I have this applicant, is a very good editor for reels, and I would have him do most of the videos, so they get better. I would want to also have a more professional setting, the way people grade things based on what they see. So someone doesn't see me now on speaker on a singlet now with earphone and start saying all the rubbish in their mouth. People get to see or know wealth based on how flashy it is. So we can't change the human perception. We just have to blend on it. So I'll get a proper studio, fully well decorated, have people, shoot and edit this video. So I'll just sit on the table, say everything I would say, and I will do all the, mixing. So that way the videos get professional. Okay, so till next time, everyone. This is Dannyokec. Today is the 9th of March 2023.